And I'm not claiming to have gone to the deepest depths of enlightenment, so to speak, but I do, in this moment, experience myself as everything. And it's super simple to experience the same for yourself. So, first of all, there has to be an interest and a desire, and if you've clicked on this video, I assume that that's already the case. But just to reiterate, if you don't actually have a sincere desire to expand your awareness into a higher dimensional understanding of your identity and your existence, then this doesn't really make sense for you to continue watching, because without that passionate desire to go deeper and know more, you won't actually put in any time or focus to penetrate those mental containers that the ego has built up around itself to protect itself from true realizations. Which, yeah, I know, it's super illogical, but that's what everyone does. And it's mostly because we're immediately born into a society where everyone tells us that the maximum extent of our beingness is encapsulated by the body and the brain, which is, as most of you probably know, very untrue and a very limited understanding of the infinite beingness that we actually are. So let's get on with it. How to recognize our inherent oneness. I start with quieting my mind, because the main reason that most people have issues is because they are almost constantly getting swallowed by this giant train slash river of thoughts that just flows infinitely, and it's flown so deeply into our awareness that we just identify with that flow, and we basically think that we're the mind encapsulated inside of a body, and we are the one having all of these thoughts and experiences. So the first step is to quiet the mind, or just use all of your focus to stop thinking. And then it gets super easy, because once you've stopped thinking, and you've really stopped thinking, then you'll notice that what has always been there to hold space for thoughts to arise, the transparent invisible container that contains all experience, is the only thing that remains, ideally. And so you'll see that when you stop thoughts and you stop including the thought I, or I am, or I exist as this, just not referencing anything, then you'll notice that naturally there's an expansive awareness that the mind would almost say is out of this world. It's like there's the world happening, and there's this lens of our perception, and almost the mind wants to describe it as behind this entire experience, there's this massive sphere of our awareness that is the silent, unbiased observer of everything that is happening in our experience. So the more that you turn your focus away from the world of circumstances, meaning all of the sensory input that you're getting, you just turn away from it, and you also turn away from that. The sensory input also includes the inner mental input. You turn away from all of that, and you sense that behind it is this deep vastness, this deep silence of nothingness, you could say, which is all pervasive. It is, like I said, it holds your entire experience, and you'll notice the more you dip back into this, and this has to be done with repetition. There's no way that you just do it once and you're enlightened for good. This is a deconditioning and a reconditioning of your true self. You're deconditioning the idea that you're only the body mind, and you're reconditioning your awareness of awareness itself. And this is really the realm of bliss. It's like an ocean of bliss, and at first it won't seem that way because we still have these tentacles from our body mind identification mental containers that are kind of slightly penetrating into the purity of our experience of ourself as pure awareness. But the more we can turn away from everything in our sensory reality, including our thoughts, we turn towards the silence that we kind of intuitively sense is behind all that, then it becomes apparent that reality is just a dream. It's just this dreamlike sphere that we are looking into from the outside, but we are actually not inherently a part of. I mean, at the very essential level, there's no separation between the two, but you notice that this physical world is actually made entirely out of awareness. Mic drop. Just had to take a moment of silence for a second after that. Awareness is that which creates reality, and you can't actually have reality without awareness to experience reality. So, like I said in my last video, awareness is the primal factor, the ground zero of all of our experiences, of all of creation. So stop your thoughts radically. Stop. And notice what remains. Be with what remains, and be dedicated to what remains. And be dedicated to the purity of that. You have to start prioritizing this over the stream of thoughts that normally governs your attention. And the reason you prioritize this is because you sense on some level that this is your truth. This is who you are, and you're undiluting yourself. You're making your realization more potent with your focus and your desire. I hope that was clear enough. If it wasn't, drop a comment and say whatever you want to say. Tell me what the point of confusion was. Tell me what I could have explained better, perhaps, and happy practicing. Feel free to subscribe as well. That would be much appreciated. And like, I don't actually know what likes do, but it just seems like maybe they make videos pop up higher on Google search engine. That's my guess. But like, comment, subscribe, hit me up, send me a DM if you want to. FaceTime me if you have my number. If not, that's too bad for you. And happy resting as awareness.